Hello, my name is Braun. I'm an arts technology major with a focus in audio engineering. I'm also an arts administration major with a focus in music and arts technology. I'll be graduating this December with my bachelor's after a long detour through life. And after I graduate, hopefully I'll be still in the area running some programs, some arts programs. I currently run a program out of Milliken called Rock University, which is a rock and roll camp for kids that I'm always very excited to be a part of. And I also help run a program called First Gig Rock and Roll Camp, which is a summer version of that. So to go along with that, I also teach lessons and I do a lot of recording in my own time. And I wound up creating a website that kind of highlights all of these things. So what I have here is Zo Audio. The name kind of comes from my nickname as a kid. It was always Bronzo, after the drummer from Led Zeppelin who went by the name Bonzo. So I decided to incorporate that because that's what all my social media has been for as long as I can remember. So it's focused on the three things I mentioned: recording, education, and performance. And it's all personalized is the whole idea. It's the track I like to take is, if you come to me, you're going to get what you want. You're not going to get a you know, I understand that one size does not fit all. That's the whole idea with recording or lessons, whichever. And this just kind of gives me a background, gives you my background in education and recording. I've been recording for ever since I was a teenager, but I really hunkered down, and that's why I came to Milliken, is to really hunker down and learn that. Music education I've been teaching since I was 15 years old, so I'm coming up on 17 years of teaching guitar. And then performance I've been doing just a little bit longer, so 17, 18 years of playing guitar in bands, I believe. So that's kind of a little bit background on myself. And then next I have my mobile recording studio here. That picture was taken in the third floor of the Arts Council. I was getting ready to track drums for a Christmas song that the Arts Council will be releasing soon. I actually just finished up a mix on that song today. And this just kind of talks about how I'm not doing anything at home at the moment in my home studio due to COVID. Everything I do is mobile, but I found that I can do it mobile, which is really awesome. It's something I've wanted to do for a while, is record in various places. So this song I'm finishing up right now was recorded in several places throughout Decatur. It wasn't all done in one spot, which has been kind of a very interesting and educational experience. So here is a rundown of some of the equipment I use. And yeah, that's kind of an awesome thing. And then hopefully once we get through this pandemic, I'll be back to working on my home studio here and expanding it. Next is a rundown of my lessons. As I mentioned, I work through the preparatory department at Milliken. I do some things on the side as well on my own, but this is just kind of talks about one size doesn't fit all as far as lessons go. Everything is very personalized. If you have questions about lessons, you can fill out information here, and it'll get sent right to my email. And then here's my lesson policy below that I've been operating off of for years now. And then finally, I was told to add a portfolio page, which is going to be very beneficial. So as you will see, when we go through this page, everything kind of blurs together. It's not just one focus. I kind of take video and audio and blur it together, or my visuals and my background in music and blur it together. So up here is the video section. This first video is not a video that I personally did, but I did play guitar on this. It was a song recorded by Ashley Riley, who I would be playing gigs with right now if we weren't in the middle of a pandemic. She started an album before I joined her band. So she's been working on this record, and now as she's adding more songs, she's asking me to add guitar parts. But this was at the very beginning of lockdown, and we couldn't get together in the studio because we're trying to get through this pandemic and stay distant. So James Treichler, who she's been working with, a producer over in Champaign out of Wave Upon Wave Studios, would send me the files, the Pro Tools files, and I would record my guitar parts and send them back to him. So all the baritone guitar parts in this song were recorded here in my home studio. I just set up a couple of mics and fired up my Pro Tools rig, and this is what came of it.
Lately, I've been trying to get you off my record and off my mind. Running in place to memorize the ceiling. You know I'm too proud to call it quitting time. The years that change a person, the times that make it worth it, and all those nights I thought that meant me. Lord knows we danced around it. He knows we never found it. We never could decide who should lead. Close, I want you close to me. Close enough to push you away. Close, I want you close to me. I won't be surprised when you don't stay.
So that was a lot of fun to do. As I mentioned, everything as far as the baritones, guitars, they were performed and recorded and engineered by me. And I didn't understand or didn't have a clue what was going to happen next with the song. She sent a demo version of the song to Midwest Music Expo here on Milliken's campus. We did it digitally this year, but it wound up winning the demo listening contest, which is really awesome. And then once she decided to release it officially, it was featured in American Songwriter magazine, which is really crazy for me because I've read that magazine a lot over the years. So that was very exciting. Although I didn't write the song, you know, having a hand into it, having hand in it was very exciting for me. So next, everything in this video was me, as far as the engineering, the video, all the recording, all of it was done live. You know, it wasn't like we shot, or it wasn't like we recorded the song and then shot the video. We did all of this live, aside from the B-roll. So this was my my first kind of all-in-one project. This was also my little mobile recording rig, which was a lot of fun.
I've been here before, seen these walls, this floor. I've felt this before, didn't know I'd be back for more. I don't wanna go, but I don't wanna show that I need you now. And I don't wanna go, but I don't wanna show that I need you now.
Becky Ford, she is a Milliken alum, and she writes some incredible songs. You can probably find her on social media too. I highly recommend it. So that was very cool. She was a trooper. We knocked that out in a few different takes over in Quaper, and it was a lot of fun. And then next was a kind of a collaborative piece between the School of Theater and Dance, Dr. Dave's scoring class, and the videography class that we had in the spring of 2018. So the idea was the actors got a script, we directed a video for them, and then Dr. Dave's class created a score for it. So here is that collaboration right now. Just a quick little video. All editing, all video editing and syncing of the audio was done by me. Next, we get into the audio portion. The first song here was part of Recording Studio Practicum. The idea was to do a sound-alike. So I picked a song that my old cover band used to do and to see if I could get it as close as I could. So I picked a Stone Temple Pilots song that we played for years and years. All guitars and synthesizer was played by me. The rest was the band Escaping Neverland, or the band formerly known as Escaping Neverland. And then all the engineering and mixing and recording was done by me. All right, and then the next song was part of the fall 2019 Studio Pressure Night class. The idea was the performer would pick a song that they really wanted to perform, and we had a backing band record it, and it was mostly done live, aside from the vocals. And all the guitars were performed by me, and then I did the mixing on this track as well.
There is freedom within, there is freedom without, trying to catch the deluge in a paper cup. There's a battle ahead, many battles are lost, but you'll never see the end of the road while you're traveling with me. Hey now, don't dream it's over. Hey now, when the world comes in, they come to build a wall between us. You know that they won't win. Now I'm towing my car.
All right, and then finally there's the visual section of my page. The first thing I have here is a rep plot for Albert Taylor Hall. And from what I understand, that's changing as we speak. But as of last year, this was it. This was the layout, all of our input sources from the computer, microphones, and so on, going into the mixer, into the power amps, out through the speakers. If you needed to find anything in that theater, you could follow this rep plot right here and know exactly where everything is, which is super useful. I plan on using this even in my little home studio, coming up with stage plots. I used Vectorworks for a couple stage plots for my band after using this as well. Definitely very educational experience here that I didn't realize existed, and can totally get down with how useful it is. Next is a website I designed for our web design course. Features a little bit of photography from myself. Those are my records up there in the top banner there. And then I used open domain images, or public domain rather, images to finish the rest of it. It was just kind of a fan page for trip hop. Really basic, all done in Dreamweaver and Photoshop. And then lastly, we have this personality collage. The idea was to come up with a collage that kind of reflects our personality. So there's lots of gears and clocks and ladders and music related things. There's a book there. And we won't get into the bottle. Jessa knows the story behind that one. But this was my first kind of foray into Photoshop, which was interesting. Took a long time to do this. There was a lot of there was a bit of a learning curve, but I feel much more comfortable in it now, and it was a lot of fun to wind up doing. And then very last thing here on the page is my resume. My resume probably looks a little bit different than the other graduates or people of this course. I've been in the workforce for quite some time, so I've got a lot of stuff here, but that's just kind of a list of everything I've accomplished, and I'm very proud of it. And if you have something for me, get a hold of me. All my contact information's here on my resume at zoaudio.com, and then all of my social media up here, links to the appropriate sources, so you can get a hold of me there. So in conclusion, it's been a long journey. It's been 14 years as opposed to 4. Not exactly ideal, but man, I don't regret the way it's panned out. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad I finished it here at Milliken. I've learned a lot from the arts tech and the arts admin programs. I'd be very curious where I'd be in life right now had I not gone through the programs and gone through the channels. And I wish I was speaking to you all in person. Unfortunately, I'm not, but hopefully we'll get through this pandemic, and I'll get to collaborate and talk to all of you. If you have any questions, hit up zoaudio.com, shoot me a message. I'd love to network with all of you, and I hope to see you all in person very soon. And to the graduates of late 2020 and 2021, congratulations. Wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you all.